We had a Christmas miracle.
What was the miracle?
Do you not remember what the Christmas miracle was?
No.
I can't believe you don't remember.
What was the miracle?
On the way to the Rolos group,
Hi guys, welcome back. This is our final video on Angkor Wat and Siem Reap, and that was Christmas Day.
this is the first time ever we have spent Christmas abroad. Yeah, we had no Christmas tree.
Where do we leave presents without a Christmas tree?
I successfully found wrapping paper and searched on Christmas Eve. Yeah, leaving it a little bit late.
We didn't get presents for each other this year.
No, we didn't.
Decided to skip presents for each other.
What do you get for your partner when you are traveling the world with them and you have a limited space and like getting each other experiences? Well, like we're already traveling the world. What else do we need? So first thing in the morning, when the kids woke up, they came into the living room to find the room filled with balloons and presents.
We spent the previous evening blowing up loads of balloons to just fill the room for them.
Yeah. And that's how they spent the initial part of Christmas morning.
They loved it.
Yeah, we opened some presents. Adventure Grandma, my mum, came over and...
She brought a few presents back from home for everyone as well.
yeah. So we had quite a few presents to open. That was really nice. It didn't feel like Christmas. It just felt weird. Like it didn't have that feeling. I'm used to Christmas in Scotland where it's cold, possibly snowy, you've got a big fire.
Yeah.
It feels cozy. Doesn't feel very cozy in Cambodia. It's not the same feeling, but it was still fun. What was different about Christmas Day is that we were going to spend it in Angkor Archaeological Park again.
Yeah, and this time we had our tuk-tuk driver, Chana, who came very highly recommended from so many people. So we were really excited to go on tour with him.
Yeah. So our first destination was the Rolos group, which are further out to the east of Siem Reap and aren't visited that often. They were nice temples, they were interesting, but they were nothing really that special, at least from our perspective, right?
I don't remember them.
There you go. Not that special. This is us at Bakong Temple. This is our third day exploring the Angkor Archaeological Park. We're actually sort of outside of the park. This is part of the Rolos group that's further away to the east of Siem Reap. And as you just saw, Finley is keen to get inside. We're going to race all the way to the top of that big temple. We had a Christmas miracle.
What was the miracle?
Do you not remember what the Christmas miracle was?
No.
I can't believe you don't remember.
What was the miracle?
On the way to the Rolos group, we stopped at a big supermarket in order to get lunch. Right, we needed to have food for the day, and I found.
You found Iron Brew.
Yes, I found cans of Iron Brew in a fridge in this big supermarket.
That was our Christmas Day treat.
Yep, sitting in the back of a tuk-tuk drinking Iron Brew first thing in the morning. Our next destination after the Rolos group was a temple called Cho Sri Ribol. It is not very well known. It really is well out of the way. Chana, as I said, he grew up in Angkor, and he told us that he's only been to this temple once before, that his grandfather took him there once when he was a child. And this was really special for us.
Oh, yes.
It is very much out of the way. There was not a single other person there the entire hour or two we were there. Finley and Isabel were asleep in a tuk-tuk by this point.
It was a long drive. It was a nap time.
So my mum, who'd had a long day already, stayed with them in the tuk-tuk, and we went in on our own. And when we got to the top, the temple itself was basically just rubble. It was just a giant pile of stones with a few kind buildings. There were a bunch of small kids running around, mostly barefoot, just playing in the rocks. And within about 30 seconds, they had collected some flowers. And remember, they brought over handfuls of flowers and gave them to you.
I remember, yes.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
And then they gave some to me. And I'll admit, I was a bit apprehensive at first. Like, we wanted to explore the temple on our own. And they came over, and while I was exploring, they took your hand and they just pulled you along. They're like, no, come with us.
And they started leading us around the temple and showing us where we can go, where we can climb. And I think they got braver the more they realized that we will actually follow them, that we will go from rock to rock after them. The people who were working in the temple, I think some of them were their moms, and they followed us along as well. So we weren't just alone there.
I get the impression that the mums were following to make sure the kids didn't lead us astray. These were really sweet kids. Like, we were like skipping and hopping and playing, and they found it hilarious that like they started hopping and you started hopping, and they're like, this is brilliant. And
we hopped on one leg through the temple. We did some running. We did some pretend running into trees.
Yeah, we played games. We jumped off things and they jumped off things. We played together. It was really fun. And they led us into all these like hidden buildings that we would never have thought to search for, and led us like inside. Like, you had to crawl through gaps and into like courtyards that I'm guessing almost no tourist ever gets to see. Like, genuinely empty, genuine ruined buildings. They insisted upon playing games with us, which was really fun. Wow! If you ever go to Angkor Archaeological Park, go to Cho Sri Vibol Temple.
I'll put the name up here.
Thank you. It is out on the eastern side of Siem Reap, but we would 100% recommend it because it is just totally out of the way. It's not developed at all. It feels like an ancient ruined temple, and there's lots of interesting bits. But those kids are just really sweet.
Yeah, and also by going there, you do actually help the economy in that area. You help the local people there.
But yeah, we would highly recommend you do that. And like we did, leave some money behind for the kids as a thank you for taking them around, for showing us around the temple. We talked to our guide, Chana, who, as I said, grew up in Angkor. And he said that really these particular villages that are further out from the main tourist areas, they have nothing.
Yeah, and it's not like the kids are out of school to do that. They still go to school and then just hang out in the temples in their free time. That's their playground.
The next temple on our list was Phnom Bok, which...
How do you remember all those names?
I mean, I was the one working out where to go beforehand. Phnom Bok is really cool because it sits on top of a mountain. It was actually one of the earlier capitals of the Khmer Empire. You probably can't tell the steepness of this slope, but this is going to be a very, very long ascent. Yes, it was intense. And I remember distinctly I was carrying Finley, so like a 20 kilo pack up just constant stairs. And I remember Finley, eventually I convinced him that he should walk some of this himself. I just needed to get to a flat. By the time I got to a flat, a rocky part started, and I put him down. He said, no, he doesn't want to walk the rocky part. That looks too difficult.
But that was it. That was the top.
And then I realised we were at the bloody top anyway. So I carried him the whole way. You wait here for the ticket?
Yeah. Oh, are we almost there?
The ticket man said this is about halfway.
Oh.
We are about halfway up, according to the ticket man. It is intense. It is genuinely steps as far as I can see up and as far as I can see down.
Steps behind me. Steps in front of me. You see the countryside. It's all flat. This is literally the only hill in this area. And we managed to find it. Oh, of course we're going to climb it. Right, Isabel?
We made it up to the top, to this temple. There's a Buddhist temple, a modern one that's just there. And behind me is an ancient temple of, I want to say, Phnom Ko. Honestly, after that walk up, I have forgotten what it was called. This is Finley doing his training after climbing all up here carrying him. You did it! You climbed all that way up. Good training. Are you going to do some more now? Yeah. He says yes. I guess that's because he wasn't tired out by the ascent. Just to slightly correct what I said earlier, this temple is called Phnom Bok. and it was a 9th, 10th century temple. So actually it's one of the earliest temples of the Khmer Empire, built in the first century after it was founded. And that was how we ended our day. We had to go back through Angkor, the center of Angkor, in order to get back to our hotel, which was quite nice. It was almost an hour on the tuk-tuk, and it was getting dark by this point. The sun was starting to set. But that meant we were driving past all of the temples we'd already visited as the sun was setting. That was really cool.
So that's how we finished our time in Cambodia. The next day, it was Boxing Day, and we got back on the bus to head back to Bangkok.
Yep. Not that we were staying in Bangkok. You'll find out where we went in the next video. But we did have to suffer through another 9-hour bus journey before we could get there.
So thank you so much for watching this video, and we'll see you in the next one.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.